go.
It's
You know
one of
what I
those
mean?
things that, you know, when you're seeing how effortless it is for some folks who are competing, it definitely is jealousy making. I'm not
Oh,
going to
yeah.
lie to you.
Oh, yeah.
All right, looks like we've got Big Will up. Big Will is one of the Canadian competitors.
He's got his battle gear on.
Yep. So Battle was the original axe throwing, the originators, I should say, of axe throwing back in 2006. That was in Toronto, Canada. And the founding member of the NATF. And it's one of those very large communities. It's not just Canadian. We're lucky to be all over the place now. But
That's right.
you know, it was something really fantastic that started in Toronto very organically. It's called BATL, the Backyard Axe Throwing League, because it did start in a backyard.
Yeah. So for anyone who doesn't know, not only did it start in a backyard, but I think, from my understanding, is what really pushed it over the edge into a regulated urban sport was it got so big and so popular that the police came and shut it down and said, you guys you have to find a facility if you want to keep doing this.
So it's a little urban legend. It's not quite what happened, actually. No. What happened was, you know, the Backyard Axe Throwing League, we were in the backyard. The police had come a few times, but we had not really been doing anything wrong. Nothing illegal.
Oh, no, yeah, sure. Nothing wrong.
But it was very, very funny to have them come and see what was going on. And at, you know, certain points they'd say, okay, well, the only way you guys can do this is if you have safety fences. And then they would come the next week and we would have safety fences.
Oh my God, they checked up on you.
And then they'd be like, you need a roof, or you need something over here, or, you know, floodlights. So the next week they'd come back, there'd be floodlights and tarp roof. And eventually the reason that we moved into a warehouse space is because it just got too big. The backyard wasn't big enough, and there were too many spectators, and to do it properly with the amount of people that wanted to, I mean, that's kind of how we knew. It was the founder of BATL and the founder of the NATF, Matt Wilson. It was his backyard, and eventually we all kind of got together and figured, you know, he wanted to open the warehouse, and that he did, and it's grown from there. You know, 13 locations across North America and growing every day.
That's right.
It's really exciting. It's also exciting to see how it's inspired clubs like Axe Club of America.
Yeah.
Like, you guys want to talk a little bit about yourselves?
You're the reason we're here.
All right.
We got Big Will G from BATL
and Haz-Matt
from Axe Club of America. Speaking of,
do you want to tell a little bit about how you guys got started?
Yeah, we actually got started because we saw how BATL and NATF had taken this like primitive act of axe throwing and made it into an urban sport, and we loved it. And at the time there were none in the Southeast, and we're both from the South, and my husband and I were like, how can we make this happen? And we, you know, before we even opened, we knew we wanted to align with NATF. We knew that you guys picked the same values and core of what axe throwing meant to us, and that's where we've been ever since. So this is like our third, I think, international competition. So. Yeah. We're new, but we're coming.
Well, we love having you guys here and love having you guys as part of the NATF.
Man, they switched already?
One and done. I think we'll hit that one with a clutch and hasn't missed. Big Will has been throwing for a long time. He's one of our definitely record-holding members up at BATL.
Nice.
He throws out of London, Ontario in Canada.
Very nice.
And you said Haz-Matt is Axe Club of America?
Yeah, he's out of our Charlotte location.
Perfect.
He's won a lot of our leagues. He's actually throwing with a new axe today, so I applaud him for his...
that is definitely...
I don't know.
Choice of equipment. Choice of equipment is a big thing.
This is the first time he's thrown competitively with this axe, but he bought it yesterday, and he loves it, and so here we are. We're going clutch.
Yeah, going upstairs.
Oh, a little left. Also a little left.
There we go.
If you're going to miss, do it together.
So I do find it interesting. New equipment, such like a new axe, really does throw. It's not so much the up and down motion of that's more a grip thing, the up and down motion of where you're landing, but it's side to side. So on a clutch like that where he misses by, you know, half an inch, a new grip, a new handle, a new weight of an axe, that is what's going to throw you off.
Yep. Cool. So Will's in for paint.
Yeah, remember this is just paint. All they have to do is hit that paint to move on to points.
Now, same thing with the hatchets. You can throw big axe, single or double overhand.
You can. Now, I have definitely seen a lot of different versions of the big axe throw today. I've seen a lot of one hand. I've seen a lot of two hand. One thing I will say is I've not seen a lot of one-handed throws far along in the competition.
Yeah. I feel like it's I don't know. I feel like it's a bit of a gamble.
It is, and there's just more. Being weighted as far away from your hand the way that it is. Oh, that is no good. They're moving on to round 3. It's a mental error there from Will. It's too low, too long in his hands. And he knew it too before Haz-Matt even threw.
That's tough because you saw him go grab his hatchet, put his big axe down,
roll the eyes. He knew what was up.
You can't let it get in your head that much, and I know that's much easier said than done, but especially at this level, normally what you might see in matches is best 2 out of 3.
Right.
In your first few rounds of the bracket for opens and championships, you'll be best 3 out of 5, and then once you get down into the playoffs and the higher levels, you'll be best 5 out of 7. So you have
best
time.
4 out of 7. Yes, absolutely.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
You have time.
And I think that's a really great point. The idea that you have time is something that not enough people focus on because they get the adrenaline pumping and they feel like you don't have to rush.
Yep.
All you got to do is take your minutes, take your breath.
We're going to measure.
Will's asking for a measurement here.
That's pretty in the 3.
I think it's pretty close.
So again, what he's going to measure is he's going to measure from the outside, he's going to measure from the inside, and he's going to count that line in favor. So that red line is going to be counted towards bullseye points, and anything below that is not. So yeah, he's got a 3 on that one. But again, at this level, call that measurement.
Right. Now Will is up by 2, but he's going for clutch anyway. The reason he's doing that is to close out the round.
Oh, did he get it?
It looks like a push.
Now, as long as he breaks the paint in this clutch, he's good.
Yeah.
So unlike within the target where you have to be majority in, you just got to be touching that line.
So when he says he's going to move it, he's seeing if there's paint on the inside of the cut.
Okay.
There is not, so it's a push.
So Matt is still in this round.
Yeah. Actually, Matt, all he has to do is hit a 3 or better to win this round, which he does.
Okay. And I really love the graphics we have. Not only can you see what each player is doing, but you can see their individual targets. You can see their point values in terms of rounds won. It's super cool.
Very, very cool. Now, it's been 2 little mental errors from Will in just those past 2 throws, which is very unusual. I've been watching him throw for a very long time. There is something to be said about the fatigue of being here, coming on 6 hours, having thrown, and even having to wait in between matches.
Yeah, that is super, super important to point out. These guys who are in the top will have been throwing since at maybe even 10 a.m. Yep. Like they could have been throwing from the very beginning of the day. This could be, I think Matt missed that.
Yeah. Oh, Will is just going for points, I believe,
nice.
just to take it. So now it's tied, 2 games apiece.
This could be their 4th, 5th, whatever match of the day, and they may have had an hour, 2 hours, or more in between. And when you get to this level, you get your warm-up throws for the first round, and then that's it. So they have to come into a match starting completely cold.
Correct. Now Will's got a little bounce to his step. I know these are the type of situations that he really does thrive in. And is this, and this is a quick question, is this Haz-Matt's first major tournament?
No, so Haz-Matt actually won the Southeast Regionals.
Nice, okay.
And he was also at Baltimore this past year.
Right.
So for the Choppers Open that we had, so or the Urban.
Yeah.
So this is like not his
first
intro into international competition, but
there
nice.
We go. Big X to finish this off.
I don't like to stress people out, but I like a Big X match.
I think there is something very crowd-pleasing about a Big X match. Haz-Matt will be throwing first. Remember, this is just hitting paint, breaking paint. It doesn't need to be specific points.
Nice clean throw.
Just the gateway till we get to our points.
Nice clean throw from Will also. So now we're into points.
They're having a quick discussion deciding if they're going to go for clutch or they're just going to go for points. I think points was decided. That is correct.
That's what I love about this sport. There's like a level of like, what is the word I'm trying to think of? Like you're respectful against each other. You agree to what you want to do.
Gentlemanly competition, gentle personally competition, I should say.
Yeah.
You know, there's definitely some camaraderie there.
Yeah. So I think Matt took that one.
Yeah, Matt did. It was a great performance, a huge bullseye, and there is a lot of gamesmanship when it comes to when you choose to go clutch, when you choose to go bullseye.
Yeah.
If your opponent's pushing you for the clutch, maybe you do just say, I'm going points.
Yeah. I think that's what's great about it. If someone's pushing you, you can absolutely step back and say, I'm going to go points. I don't feel ready for it. But at the same time, if you guys both want to go clutch, you can agree on that. And the sportsmanship is there to say, I trust that if we agree we're going to go clutch and you throw first and go clutch, I'm going to go clutch next. I'm not going to try and throw you under the bus.
And remember, that's not a rule. That's not actually a rule. That's just a little code of conduct amongst throwers. So it's not something they have to adhere to. I think it was really interesting in the NATC last year. There was a moment where Strawn Riley and Aaron Gerard were in the very final. They were doing Big X. It was, they had gone through 2 rounds of almost 7 games. It was the 7th game. And Strawn said he wanted to go clutch, and Aaron leaned in and said, hey, just by the way, if you go clutch and miss, I'm not going clutch. I'm just going to go for the points and the win. And Strawn, took that. It was a smart move by Aaron. Maybe try to get in somebody's head a little bit, the psychological aspect of it. And Strawn said, nah, I'm going clutch anyway. Split the clutch, and ended up taking the win home with him. And I remember that is one of those moments where, gambling on yourself sometimes really does pay off.
Yeah.
So who do we got here? I think we have Chris, Cadeau, and Kump. I believe are competing.
We're getting set up while we pull up the match here.
The bracket. So thanks again to Chopper's Hatchet House for having us. Thanks to all the organizations that came today. Thanks to Cherry Hill, New Jersey, and the wonderful Crown Plaza Hotel for giving us a place to rest our heads while we've been here.
Yeah.
And I guess there's a quick board change we're going to have. Now, the fidelity of the targets is a big thing, too. You do not want those targets too chewed up. They're going to move a new board in there.
And I think it's important to know also when you can request a new board. So you can't start on one board and decide after a round that you don't like that board and you want to move to a new one. That's a decision you have to make at the top of the match. Right.
There is no change once the match is started.
Yeah.
That's what you're throwing on.
So there's a lot of strategy here. There's a lot of mental play here. And I know sometimes people come in and say, how much can you throw axes? How long can you throw axes? It's like any other sport.
Correct.
You have a lot of decisions. You have a lot of mental fortitude. You have to play the game against yourself, but also against the person you're with. And there's a lot of rules that we have in place to make sure that we're all governed by the same expectations.
Of course.
Going into it.
Well, we really do want to keep everything even keeled amongst every single organization, and make sure that the rules of the game are tantamount to what we're doing. Look, what we're seeing here, look, the changing of the boards. I love the fact that we're changing both. Let's keep everything equal on both arenas.
I love how they're on one lane, one's spraying, one's tapping. They're tag teaming that board.
I will say this, just from a personal standpoint, the tapping, what Chris is doing right now, I don't get it. It doesn't increase your chances. It doesn't actually help.
But I'm also not that good, so like, maybe there's something to be said for that.
Right. Spraying down with water, the reason that they're spraying it down with water is it actually just keeps the composition of the target together. Water and keeping the wood wet means that instead of splitting in chunks, it just splits very evenly.
Always spray.
So we get to save a little bit of wood.
And they're throwing on spruce, right?
Yeah, spruce.
So naturally, like when they put that fresh blower up there, it's not going to be porous. It's going to be soft, but it's not going to be super porous. That water is going to open it up a little bit. And so you want to keep watering it down. So at the beginning of every match, even if it's not a new board, you'll see people watering it down. And that's just because they're trying to keep it soft. They're trying to keep it moist so it accepts their axe.
Some people are more superstitious about it than other people. Some people really do water down targets.
Get those clutches.
Yeah, they get the clutches. They get everything. So here, we're about to start this match. And we are really coming down the pipe to some of our final throwers here.
So on the left is Chris, and on the right is Kump.
All right, here we go.
So is Chris from BATL?
No, Chris is actually from Philly.
Okay.
Great guy, great competitor. I know he's been to many BATL events in the NATC. We love the fact he's wearing a BATL shirt.
Oh, yeah.
But both are great competitors. Kump actually took 2 of the skills games yesterday. He took, I believe he took Around the World, and he took Ambidextrous as well.
And I think that was the first time that someone from the United States has won Around the World.
I think that's a possibility. I don't know that for sure. And it was an even sweep. There were 4 skills games. Canadians took 2. Americans took 2. There we go. Double clutches to put this in a big axe.
Just that fast. Love it. They're going to tap hatchets. They're going to tap big axe.
Now, it's really interesting that they're not doing any type of rock, paper, scissors. They're just going, Chris is going to be throwing first. Sometimes you will see competitors deciding who wants to throw first. Some people have preference.
Oh, I'm a big rock, paper, scissors believer.
Okay. So remember, they're just breaking paint.
2 clean throws. Those would be good points throws, too.
Very true.
But
they're going up top. Now they're going for clutch.
Yes. You guys can't see that. Oh, now you can.
So
that was no good.
No good. Kump has the opportunity, if he hits clutch, to take this round. We're going again.
That one was also blocked by the pole. He missed just a little low on that. Calling clutch again.
So that is a risk of throwing one-handed, especially when it comes to big axe, is actually throwing one-handed and hitting it low. It's something you see commonly. There we go. Kump takes round 1.
That's tough. You guys can't see that left clutch, but he nailed it. Oh, you can see it down there. Thanks, man.
No problem. I was going to keep that quiet at this point.
Stop. See, now they're spraying down. You can spray down whenever you want.
That is true.
You just can't change that board, so be nice to it. Whisper soft nothings into its ear. Tell it how much you love it. That's what I do anyway.
So now when we're starting to talk throws, those 2 throws that just landed, I'd love to point out one thing about both of them. Chris's throw had a tiny angle on it. It happens sometimes when people are doing a pinch. Kump's throw, however, is dangerously close to under-rotating. You'd say the handle is almost bent in towards the target. When the adrenaline starts getting you, you start to over-exaggerate certain aspects of your throw. Those are 2 things that everybody, especially as a professional axe thrower, you really do need to take into consideration. You got to self-scout. You got to know when your throw is dangerously becoming something that might cause you to drop. Because at this level of competition, 1 drop means you're done.
Yep. So you have to know how to help yourself out. You got to recognize that under and over rotation and how to fix it.
Correct. Now Kump is up by 2. Going clutch to put it away. Does it. Kump is up by 2 games.
And just to confirm, this is out of 7?
So I'm not sure. I believe that it is because I think that this is A bracket.
Right.
Now remember, these tournaments are double elimination. That means that we will have an A bracket and a B bracket. When you're coming from A bracket, you can lose 1 match and you get bumped down to B. If you're in B bracket, you lose that 2nd time and you are out of the tournament.
That's where I am, in case anybody's wondering. Nice.
Some good throws. Going up top. Both throws have really good setups. Kump is on fire. And that's it. I guess this was a 3 out of 5 match. Kump takes it in 3.
Look at that camaraderie. I love it. And just like that, we move on.
So I'm going to take a quick short break here, and we're going to get another color commentator. I think I'm going to try to get Big Will to talk a little bit about his match and a little bit about the day. Thanks so much for bringing me in. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you for joining me.
I'll definitely come back in a little bit. I want to see this action. So thanks everybody at home. See you guys in just a little bit. We'll get Will in there to give us a little insight of what it was like to compete today.
Yeah.